You're going to have critics, haters, and trolls. How you handle these in your business are what I call defining moments in your network marketing business. That's what we're covering in today's show. Hey, Wealth Warrior, Jackie Elmer here, and it's so nice to be spending this time here with you. And welcome to one of my favorite topics, which is critics, haters, and trolls. It's kind of funny. We tend to think of these more once we start a business of our own, whether it's social selling, network marketing, any type of entrepreneurial endeavor. The reality of it is we have all of those and more. We have all of those before we ever start a business, before we ever step on social media. I mean, for goodness sakes, think back on your childhood growing up. We had bullies. We just seem to become more aware of them when we launch a business. We see them on social media trolling other people, and often our fear around this is just a made-up story. Now, I teach all about overcoming these limiting beliefs and more in the Street Smart Wealth Academy. You can learn more at streetsmartwealthacademy.com. And I also teach you how to create that messaging and marketing that lets you stand out above the crowd, where you take these type of stories, you take the stories of those haters, shamers, and those trolls. You take those limiting beliefs from the past and you craft all that into your messaging that really aligns with your ideal client. If you'd like to learn more about how that works and how that's going to allow you to open up a floodgate of sponsoring new team partners, signing up new clients into your program if you're a coach, whatever it is, if you'd like to have a conversation, again, just go to streetsmartwealthacademy.com. Book a call with me. Let's have a conversation and see if this might be a fit for you. It's worked for me. There's no reason why it won't work for you. So today I want to share my biggest defining moment. The day I felt so humiliated that I wasn't sure that I was going to stick with my network marketing business. If you've ever asked or wondered what it is that allows someone to go from feeling stuck to stardom in network marketing, it really and truly comes down to those defining moments, those pivotal moments when you really want to quit and you choose to stick with it. Here are a few of my defining moments. The realization that the airline industry is not stable. Hello, what can I say? I'm a slow learner. I learned that way back. When did I learn that first? I'm trying to think. In late 80s, early 90s, after the original Gulf War, right? And everything went crazy with fuel prices and we all took big pay cuts and airlines filed bankruptcy. Right now, today, we're living through it again. It's crazy. I also, defining moments were my desire to be home with my children. A third defining moment, the competitive nature within me that caused me to refuse to quit and be one of the mass numbers of people who quit on network marketing. I wanted to be someone in that rare category. Fourth thing, attending my very first network marketing company convention. That was a defining moment. It made me see that it was bigger than just a business in the box that showed up for me and, me at the other end of phone calls that we had weekly for training. Those were the really early days. Also attending my sixth convention, same company, and being in the network marketing nosebleed seats when my sponsor was invited down to what I call the dog and pony seats, and he was invited to speak because he was moving on and making a name for himself, and I realized he was going to do it with or without me. And if I wanted to be out of the nosebleed seats and into the dog and pony show seats, which I did, remember that I have a competitive nature, then I need to take action. Number 6, Mean Janeen, my neighbor who flat out laughed at me. That's whose story I'm going to share today. The encouragement of a woman named Meg Kelly Smith who was in my upline, and she scared me to death, honestly. She was a banker, very severe, Swedish woman or Swiss woman, I can't remember which, but either way, she would have scared me to death as my boss, but I remember when she took me aside and said, I believe in you. You can do this. I'm cheering you on and I'm here to help you. Number 8, the support of my husband. That was a defining moment. Number 9, the opinion of my children. That was a defining moment. I wanted my children to be proud of me. I wanted them to hear the story, be part of the story, and share the story that I kept going. And then number 10 was the sheer disgust of wanting more than I was already experiencing in my life and yet feeling like quitting. So today I'm going to tell the story of Mean Janeen, my neighbor, and that is her real name. We won't get into last names to protect the innocent, although she is not. I actually owe her a huge debt of gratitude, because if it weren't for her, I might not be here. I might have allowed somebody else to make me quit. I might have allowed her to make me quit, but I chose not to. So the story of Mean Janeen is this. I was somewhere within my first year in my company. And if you've heard my story or read it, and if you haven't, just go to streetsmartwealth.com and click on the About Me section and you'll hear it. I had a very negative MLM blueprint. That was something that you did when you couldn't get a real job. And I wasn't super interested in network marketing, but I was very interested in a lifestyle business. I was very interested in being home with my children and still earning a paycheck and keeping up with that lifestyle that I had developed in airline sales and marketing, flying around in first class and staying in fabulous places on an expense account and, having money not be much of an issue. I wanted so many things like that, but I had a terrible MLM blueprint. So fast forward, I'm about a year, give or take, into my business, and I had made my list of everyone I know, that whole warm market family and friends list, which if you know me, I'm not a huge fan of doing it. I think it's very important. I never talk anybody out of it. I think you should, but I think you need to develop some skills, which I coach on in the academy, before you just go out talking to everybody. But all that to say, I mustered up my courage. I put together my prospecting packet, which was what it was called. It was a cassette tape and a brochure on the company. It was a long distance company, so it was the different packages and probably something about how you got paid. And I think inside of it was also a 2-page letter that my husband and I had constructed, because we felt like we could better explain how it worked. And it was crazy. You talk about giving people way too much information. Anyway, I mustered up my courage and I walked next door. It was a fairly warm day. It was mid-afternoon. I still remember it was a Saturday, and I knocked on her door and she answered, and I somehow sputtered and managed to get out, that I was curious to know if she might be interested in a business of her own. She ran a daycare at home, so she already kind of had a business of her own. Not kind of, she did. But I was thinking to myself, that's the last thing I would want to do. But that's what she was doing. And I thought, who wouldn't be interested in the type of income that network marketing can provide and the lifestyle, etc. I don't remember what I said to her, but I said way too much. And I still remember, like it was yesterday, she looked me in the eyes, she threw her head back, then she threw it forward, slapped her knee, ha 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 ha, ha, and just like that, laughed out loud at me. Slapped her knee, if you can hear me doing that, and went, oh, really? You got involved in one of those? Oh my gosh, those never work. Oh, I can't. More laughter. I can't believe you did that. And I don't remember exactly what happened next, but I remember feeling that red, white, hot feeling come up from my toes, up through my cheeks. And I somehow sputtered something and turned around and slunk, as I call it, slithered through the grass, whatever, back to my house next door. I went inside and I went into my walk-in closet in my master bedroom, which is where I always went to hide from my kids when I just needed a moment. And I remember laying down on the floor and just looking up at the sky and thinking, feeling horrible despair and thinking I'm a total loser. Who do I think I am? Why did I possibly think she would be interested? What is wrong with me? Like, seriously, what is wrong with me? I'm not cut out to do this business. I can't do this business. I'm not talking to anybody else. I am not going to be humiliated and embarrassed and ashamed. I'm not going to feel any of that ever again. And I remember laying there close to tears. I didn't cry. I was always happy that I didn't cry. She didn't make me cry. But I laid there, and the longer I laid there and thought about it, and thought about my general opinion of her, because we weren't friends. We were neighbors, but we were never friends. We just were very different. We wouldn't be friends even today. We just were neighbors. That was it. But I thought about that, and I thought, I don't even really like her, okay? I don't even really like her. And yet I'm laying here, and her opinion matters more to me at this moment than my own opinion of myself, my opinion of my children, my husband, the people in my company, the team that I had already built. Wow, I'm going to let this one person, I'm going to let her opinion make a decision for me that would have honestly been life altering. it would have been life altering because the decision that I made to start a network marketing company was life altering. I just wasn't feeling it yet. The only life altering feeling that I was getting at that moment was that I had totally messed up my life, and I was tired of, feeling unworthy and shameful and full of guilt when I didn't work my business. I was tired of all the emotion that I, quite frankly, was generating for myself. Nobody else was generating. It was my own, mind drama and everything else. But I laid there thinking, there is no way that I am going to let mean Janeen be the reason that I quit this business. The reason that I quit on my children. The reason I quit on my husband. The reason I quit on my team. The reason I quit on my dreams, my goals, my aspirations, and what I know I am capable of. And the more I laid there, the more inspired and empowered I got, and I ultimately got up, walked out of the closet, never said a word to anybody. I didn't tell this story for a long time, but that lit a fire inside of me that absolutely wouldn't die. And anytime I would ever think about quitting, I would see her face, I would hear her laugh, and I would see and hear the sound of her slapping her knee, because she literally slapped her knee. I'm not making that up. And, basically saying, "You got involved in one of those? Oh my gosh." And every time I would think about quitting, I would see that and hear that and feel that in my mind. And I would dig in even deeper to knowing that I was going to figure out a way to make the business happen. And that's exactly what I did. And I made a vow to myself that I was going to be successful. I was going to move out of that neighborhood, move on, and enjoy the life that I had envisioned to create for myself. And you know what? That's exactly what I did. And that was over 27 years ago. And you know what else? She's still there in her same house. Because I'm back in the Phoenix area. I'm in Scottsdale now. But my parents are down by there, and I have good friends still in that area. When I go down there, I know she's still there. So I use that as a little feather in my cap that I've moved on and moved on up, and not in any way to judge her, but she's still there, has been divorced at least 2 times since then, and I'm still happily married. So there. Now, I don't know what your story is, but all of us have those people who want to make us feel small for decisions that we've made. Doesn't matter what it is. It's not just starting a business. Maybe you've started a coaching business. I know my coaching clients go through this too. Some people don't take the coaching profession seriously. Some people don't take network marketing seriously. But whatever your business is, I want to encourage you to not only take it seriously, but to believe in it and to believe in yourself, and allow yourself to have those defining moments when life and the universe and someone is testing you to make sure that you are really worthy of what your goals are. Now, this story that I've shared with you is all true, but it's also an example of storytelling and how to take those real life things that happen and turn them into a story that you can use in many ways. Now, I've shared this story on stages around the globe. I've told this story over and over and over again. I've told it on conference calls. I've told it with potential network marketing team partners, with potential clients. I've shared it on podcasts. I've talked about it a lot. And that story is powerful. And the reason it's powerful is because most everybody who hears that story can picture exactly what I'm talking about, and they can relate it to a similar experience that they've had. And it's meant more than anything to be an encouragement of what is possible when we pause, when we take a deep breath, and we never allow someone else to determine our path or steal our dreams, because we alone control that. You alone control that for yourself. So what are some of your defining moments? Have you put them on paper? Have you run them through and made them a powerful story that you can share, that you can use in your social media posts? Have you written your hero's journey? Do you know how to speak that message to your ideal client? If you like what you're hearing and learning on the podcast, you really should check out the Street Smart Wealth Academy, because we take all of this and package it in a training program and a hands-on program where we take your mindset, your messaging, and your marketing, and we package it into a complete business action plan that fits you, that's your message, that's authentic, that's sincere and real. And it's a radical shift for you and the way you think and act in your business. And it's guaranteed. Do the work, get the results, or get your money back. What could be better than that? You can learn more at streetsmartwealthacademy.com. Hey, and I'm on Insight Timer now. You'll find me over there at Jackie Ulmer. I'd love for you to join me there and on Clubhouse. Until next time, remember this: hesitation never cashed a check. Good luck to you in your business. If you would like even more tips and training, I have a free gift for you over at streetsmartwealth.me. It's my guide, Unleash the Power of Social Selling. If you're ready to stop struggling in your business and develop a sales and social media strategy to attract your ideal clients, team partners, and create the success you dream about, grab the guide right now over at streetsmartwealth.me. You'll find more on my blog at streetsmartwealth.com, as well as my Facebook group, streetsmartwealthschool.com, and follow me on Instagram at Jackie Ulmer. And make sure you learn more about the Street Smart Wealth Academy over at streetsmartwealthacademy.com. I'll see you on the next show.